Foundation is the most powerful organization in the world today. They control transportation, education, our news media, the banking systems, plus 37% of the world's major industries. And through their grants to our universities, they can control what is taught.
They can control what is taught.
Since our last meeting, we've made tremendous progress. And I'd like to say that most of the credit goes to our extremely efficient International Research and Development Committee. I would like to thank each and every one of you for your hard work and dedication to our cause. In reviewing this year's progress, let me say that we have been highly effective in conditioning the people's minds to accept our solution to the world's problems. The energy crisis here in the United States was exceptionally successful worldwide, and we expect similar success with our upcoming food shortage. Our labor leaders have made great progress by causing confusion and work stoppages in all areas of the world. Financially, the dollar is being devalued even faster than we could have hoped. Politically, the public has lost total confidence in any form of government. The threat of universal war is a daily possibility. As you know, we ourselves do not need to hold any visible office of leadership. As a matter of fact, it's better that we do not. If we control the finances, news media, food, transportation, energy, we control everything. It is important that you, as world leaders, keep our program before your countrymen. With our World Bank and computer program operational, we now have the capacity to control the financial affairs of every human being on Earth by giving each person his own computer number. Anytime his number is used, we would know his financial situation at once. He could not buy or sell anything without his computer number. It will simplify their lifestyles tremendously. The end result will be a one-world monetary and government system that we alone will control. Yes.
What about the people who forget their number, or their cards are lost or stolen?
We've made provisions for that. By using this laser imprinter, we can painlessly and permanently affix the person's number to the back of his hand or his forehead if he so desires. The numbers would...
Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. How can I when you won't take it from me? You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way, go your own way. Tell me why everything turned around. Packing up, shacking up, so you wanna do. If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. Open up, everything's waiting for you. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day, another lonely day. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. You can call it another lonely day.
Well, well, well. We are indeed back again. Who'd have thought it? Would you, Adam and Eve? We are hopefully live from a very, 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 very chilly white rolling hills of Morayshire in the far corner of the northeast of bonny Scotland, where it rains tyranny and, of course, snow. Okay? Happy days, right? Who likes the snow? Not me, because, oh man, I just. It's not that I hate snow, I just hate, let's say, working in the snow, right? Apart from that, I like snow, okay? But let me know what the weather has been like with you. And good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, whatever, wherever you may be in this absolutely insane world that we live in. Holy moly. Honest to God, where do you even begin? Anyone? Hopefully, everyone's okay. And like I said, let me know how you're getting on. Let me know what the weather has or has had in store for you in this synthetic environment that we have. Let's say we're so lucky, right? We have these entities that have our best interest at heart. A bit like the government. Said no one ever, surely. I mean, wow, yeah, the government. Where do you start on the government? Oh, me. I think we would. I think we would need a long time to talk about them, put it that way. And also the Freemason societies, the Masonic societies. I mean, wow. You could probably be talking a week and still only covered a small amount of this never ending story that is the occult and the secret societies movement, if you like, because they're certainly there. They when it comes to today, a lot of them they might claim, well, it's not a secret society, but then in the next breath they'll tell you that it is a secret society. So, which one is it? Of course, they'll give out certain information to an extent, but that's it. You only get so far, then you won't know unless you were crazy or psychotic enough to actually join one of these societies and make it as high as you could. I mean, you said I don't think it would be anyone here, but I mean, you've got to. It's hard to imagine what sort of frame of mind these people have got. a lot of them, they're in it for basically their own gain in regards to business locally. You join the lodge, you'll meet different people who also are businessmen. And of course, if you scratch their back, they scratch your back. But a lot of people, they don't really, well, the majority of people, they don't know any more or think any more than that. But really, it, it is a lot more than that. That's basically the front of what really is going on behind, if you like, behind the veil. And unless you, I mean, there has been people that have come out, and we will touch on a guy today who spoke. Well, he got a tour of a Masonic lodge, and basically asked, he was asking the guy a few questions, and we'll touch on that. But we have had Masons in the past come out and say, right, it means this. This is what this means, and this symbol means this, and this means that. But in my own personal view, if they're coming out, especially if it's a Mason, if they're coming out and letting this information out into the open, then it's either changed or is not that information at all, because deception is what they do. So it's very hard for especially someone like me to get to the kind of true meaning of what a lot of these symbols really mean. And I do think that there is a possibility that they could change over time, which is kind of how deception works, I suppose. Let me quickly jump in the chat tonight. Hopefully, we can have a bit of a relaxed affair. Jesus, we've had quite a few comments. I've missed a lot. Oh, man, I am terrible. I'm hopeless, but one of these days we're going to get it right. I'll go back a bit. Let me see. I did see. It's a duck in the hood. Great to see you back again. Dominic, our brother Dom in the hood. Good to see you. Richard, our Scottish brother, back again. A pleasure. And of course, the other Dick, if you like, or sorry, Rich in the hood. Good to see you. Justine as well. The beautiful, the wonderful Justine. What a pleasure to see you back again. And Michelle, yeah, what a pleasure to see you as well back again. I'm thinking my next live is going to be Sunday. Now, I'm hoping that we can now make it Sunday, Wednesday, for at least live streaming. Right? What it's going to be is anybody's guess. Maybe you can let me know what we can cover, right? Writer's block. Of course, there's so much to get into. So much. But I'm more than willing to take on any suggestions. But I reckon if we can get a bit of a rhythm going and people know that, yeah, we'll be here Sunday and what was the other day again? Wednesday, right? So if I can, I mean, hey, obviously everyone's got life to deal with and whatever it may be. So we do what we can, but the way things are, I reckon I can make it Sunday and Wednesday, right? Famous last words, but hopefully we'll be all right. So, good evening to Michelle, and a pleasure to see you as well, Justine. It's a duck, Rich. Cartoon world. Yeah. Yeah, it's a cartoon world, all right. Yeah. Crawley. Yeah. Yep. He was a 33rd degree Mason. Where did the Masons get the sodomy? It came by Aleister Crowley from Black Magic, Hinduism. Marion Knox via Bill. You've got to give me easy names. Schnoblin? Schneeblin, would it be? I'm terrible with names, honest to God. So bad. But I'm unsure about that because I think Albert Pike also sort of blew the lid on the sodomy and the evils of a lot of what goes on behind closed doors. And I think that could be rooted right back to its very beginning. It's a very sickening thought. But I reckon, from what I've seen, and I could be wrong, I believe it goes right back. That sort of what I tend to see is some of the most ancient parts of these societies is a lot of the rituals, and I'm unsure if they change. To be fair, but from what I've seen, the sodomy goes, I think, back before Crawley. But I mean, Crawley would be, I certainly wouldn't rule that out. He is the type of entity that would be carrying that around in his bag to spread, if you like. I mean, oh my God. We know Crawley went into the Ordor Temple, or I think he might have been part of the founding of it, or maybe it was another lodge. But when it comes to evil entities, look no farther than Aleister Crowley. Oh my word. It's genuinely so sickening. It's beyond belief. So, cartoon world. It certainly is like a cartoon world, right? I think a good way to describe it would be the Truman Show. Surely we've all seen the Truman Show, right? I'd imagine, at least. So, good evening, cartoon world. Wendy B in the hood. I'm hoping the audio is all good. We could have issues, but there you go. What can you do? Jay Hart, a pleasure to see you back again. Showland as well, a pleasure to see you. Memorial Gardens, a pleasure to see you back again. And thank you for the kind comments. It's a duck, Katie Kane in the hood. Good to see you, my friend. I've missed quite a lot. As usual, but there you go, right? Phil as well. A pleasure to see Phil in the hood. Katie, Anthony. Good man. Good to see Anthony. Well, I have covered the shape of the earth one or two times, but we can certainly do it again. Most certainly. Yeah, we can do that this year. Anthony, right? Just for you, okay? So don't say I'm not good to you. Good to see Anthony back again. DJ done it. A pleasure. Know loads of Freemasons. Probably know more about Freemasonry than most of them. Yeah, I think that is the case a lot of the time. A lot of them, they don't want to know, to be honest. So they don't go there. They take what they want, and that's pretty much it. I think you're left to how much involvement you really want to take in that side of it. So I mean, I don't think you would have to go so far, or you would be pushed into it. That would be the complete psychopathic people, I'd imagine. But I can see why a lot of people would be drawn. These businessmen, they would think, well, all I have to do is attend a meeting on a whatever day a month, and that's it. And they'll leave it at that. And in the UK, the Freemasons are not a charity. They have tried. They took it to court to try and get charity status. Look at us, we're charitable. We're knights in shining armor. Hooray! Have money. Whoosh, whoosh. Yeah, blood money, I bet. Where did they get it? The Rockefellers? Bill Gates? We don't want that money, to be honest. I wouldn't want it. But I know where to put it. I know where they can put it, all right. I know a few places they can put it. Every politician that's ever been in the UK, there's places in them you can put it, for sure. Where do you start with politicians? Oh my God. It is insane. What's going on in Scotland at the moment is absolutely insane. I'm basically lost for words about what's going on with the gender situation. It is complete insanity, honestly. I mean, what is next? What the hell is next from these absolute criminals at the SNP? They are so evil. It is absolutely staggering. Honestly, Nicola Sturgeon needs stopped pronto. And I don't mean by voting her out. Far from it. That would be the last thing that would help. For sure. There was a Bill Gates video that I made, and Bill Gates was saying, there's things you can do to combat the climate change. Oh, right. Excellent. What are they, Bill Gates? Master Bill Gates. The know-it-all. The college dropout. Wee Billy Rockefeller. So what did he say? He said what you needed to do was buy an electric car. Also, vote was the second, and for the life of me, I can't remember the third. If someone watched it, they might remember. He said, buy an electric car and vote. So if you vote, you're combating global warming. Hooray! Welcome to 2023, right? Oh, man. Talk about 1984. Let's not go there. Who else have we got? Liz in the hood. Good to see Liz back again. Analog in the hood. A pleasure to see you. Jay as well. A pleasure. If you want to know about what we can do about Freemasonry, you will have to delve into the historical accounts and records of National Socialist Germany. They removed Freemasonry and paid the price. Yeah, interesting, this sort of removal. I think we've seen it. Excuse me. I think we've seen it quite a few times throughout history. And from what I can gather as well, there was still Masonic lodges in Germany that people could attend at the time, but they had to remain pretty much underground, at least from what I could see. But yeah, that would probably be a good place to start. They're most likely in the UK now, under lock and key. Maybe even at the Smithsonian Museum. That would not surprise me one bit. So who else have we got? Gaz in the hood. Good to see Gaz back again. Ross in the hood as well. Good to see Ross. A pleasure. Paul as well from Newcastle, of course. Where else? Good to see you. Who else? Wendy B. Yep. Good to see you. Wendy B says that it's flat. Are we going to get into this argument already? We're going to get into the debate. I've noticed anytime it gets brought up, there seems to be a debate in the chat or in the comments surrounding the topic, but it's always interesting. I know we've got people here who think it's I can't even think, a sphere, a globe, if you like, and we've got people who think that it's flat. Is there anybody who is of another theory? It's a waffle, right? Surely. Floating through space. Yes, space. You know, the place that NASA goes to. When did they go there? Oh, they went to the moon, right? Yeah. Sure they did. I mean, it is a tough one because you kind of go round and round and round in circles and you don't get anywhere. But when it comes to NASA and the space narrative, the bottom line for me, the ultimate bottom line, is they do nothing but lie. Constantly lie after lie after lie. So you cannot trust, or I can't speak for anyone else, but I cannot trust anything that they say whatsoever or anything that they do. Simply not one thing. And I mean, these entities, they're not stupid. Nothing is done by accident. No way. Not a chance. Everything is done for a reason when it comes to NASA. That's why I've said in the past, using their data to prove anything is not going to work for me. You can't trust. How can you trust a NASA video or NASA data? I mean, you simply wouldn't. You would not trust it. No way. So who else have we got? But it's a good debate to get into. My brother Danny is in the hood. A pleasure to see Danny back again. Yeah, I'll catch up with you soon. Ross as well in the hood. Great to see Ross. Yeah, resign. Oh, that's a bit polite. That's too. Nah, that's not enough. You're being too kind there, Ross, right? I mean, how Nicola Sturgeon is even still in the position she is in is beyond me. But when you look at the bigger picture, it makes more sense, right? She's not for the people. Oh, no, no, no. She's for the agenda, the perfect fit to push forward any Rockefeller agenda that they have. I mean, I'm just thinking if there's any worse, any sort of governments that are worse than the SNP. I don't think there is, to be honest. Not with what they're doing at the moment. They are completely out of hand. Well and truly out of hand. Honest to God. What they're doing to children in Scotland is nothing short of child abuse. That is it. That's the bottom line. Honestly, it's staggering to think where we are. I mean, I kind of wonder how we even got here to this point. Answers on a postcard, right? I've still not seen if we're all right for the audio. I think we're all good. Hulk's in the hood as well. Somewhere. Where did he go or she go? Sorry, I'm unsure. Hulk's, there you go, in the hood. Good to see you. Ross, analog as well. Yep. Anybody else? Gars in the hood. Jay, Paul. So many comments, too many for me. So I do apologize. I'm hopeless with comments, to be honest, right? We're all good, right? So I'm going to take Anthony's word for it. I have double checked. The mic is plugged in. So that is good, right? Excuse me. So, did we see the video that I just put up on the cornerstone? The elusive cornerstone! The elusive Masonic cornerstone! The cornerstone of Freemasonry! The cornerstone of the New World Order! In the White House! Or is it in the White House? Maybe not, right? Yeah. When the guy, I think Truman, he renovated. That was not a renovation. Even looking at the photographs, you can see it's a treasure hunt, not a renovation. No way. That's not a renovation. And I think they mentioned about a fire. It was damaged in a quite a big fire. Interesting, you get these big fires here and there throughout history as well. I wonder how many of these big fires were accidental. Probably not any, to be honest. Let's face it. So the cornerstone, going by what the history people are saying, the historic experts, going by what they're saying, the cornerstone's not there. Or they can't find it. And they reckon the cornerstone has got quite a bit of information. I'm unsure if the cornerstone either cannot be found or has been found. But they're not going to tell us, of course, right? Why would they? Why would they tell us? Think about it. They wouldn't. They would just say, well, we didn't find it. And I mean, even if they did find it, what would you believe? They could come away with anything. Oh, we found a alternate constitution here. Dated yesterday. Printed by Bill Gates. Yeah. So seemingly it's not there. I kind of get the feeling that it would have been there. It's hard to imagine that it never got put in. But if it's not there, totally not there, and not being stolen, then I guess it never got laid at all. Which would be interesting as well, right? They did say that I think Truman did find some bricks that had a Masonic symbol sort of engraved or scratched in it. But I mean, even that that could have got scratched on at the time, for all we know. It never actually looked like it was old, the carving. I mean, I'm no expert on that, but from what I could see, I thought, well, you can't really tell if that was originally on the brick or put on after it. But if there is no cornerstone, then the whole story about, oh, bloody hell, what's his name? Is it Lincoln that helped lay the cornerstone? Was it Lincoln? I don't think it was Lincoln. What's the other guy's name? I can't even remember now. But there's a whole story in history about this president laying the foundations, the cornerstone of the White House in American history, but they can't seem to find it. Even looking at the plans and the digging it up and all the rest of it, it's not there. Oh, Washington, was it? I'm unsure. I'd have to look back. But, I mean, in that video we covered, well, I put on a list of known Freemasonic presidents from America in years gone by. A lot of them quite obvious, and some of them, they never really hid the fact they were Masonic agents, if you like. But that's the ones from then. Who's the ones today? Or is it simply that every president in the United States is part of the Masonic occult? And only over time do they release the info. I mean, when you look at Donald Trump, he's a prime example, in my view, of a puppet on a string, an agenda's man. He was an agenda's man before he got the president's chair, if you like. And I don't think we've even seen the back of him yet. What are we going to see next from Donald Trump? Surely he's not going to be back in the White House, right? Surely not. Will it come out in the future that, oh, well, he actually, the election, the voting was worse and more rigged than previously thought. Trump actually won it. It wasn't Biden. 10 billion dead people voted from Africa. That's Biden's followers. I mean, they could genuinely say anything and the masses would lap it up. Oh, yeah. But I'm pretty sure we've not seen the back of that guy. Trump's another list. He's another entity on this list of entities that clearly work for the hidden hand. Trump, Gates, Musk, Bezos. All these people that are seemingly multi-trillion, billion, gazillionaires. And if you look back, some of you might recall, even when I first came on, I used to say, look, this is the money that these guys claim to have is not their money. It's not. And that is why you'll see them say, oh, well, we're giving it all away. Yeah, funny that, right? Yeah, it's not the fact that they've not actually got that money. It's complete deception, the whole lot. I think Bill Gates has said, yeah, I'm going to give all my money away. Yeah, because that's what you do, right? Sure it is. I think Elon Musk, yeah, I'm going to give all my money away. What, and not own any houses? Yeah. Because that's a good idea. Not having a house, not having a place to stay. A roof over your head, your family's head, children, God granted. What did Musk call his child again? What was the name? Can anyone pronounce it? I doubt it very much. Imagine me trying to pronounce that child's name. It had a name like a barcode. I don't. That's the only thing I could kind of compare it to. So we don't know where the cornerstone has went, and it's typical of the occult. You've got history, then there's more confusion and deception added to it because this story of the cornerstone is pretty much nailed in history. But now they're coming out and saying, well, we don't think it's there. So there's now more deception added to it. And I'd imagine it won't stop there either. There's going to be more to come out. A lot more. So I guess if anybody's got anything to share on the occult or Freemasons, you can put it in the chat in a bit, actually. Just wait, just now. Because we're going to jump to an article just now. Then we'll jump to the chat. And then we'll jump to... Once we've covered the Masons... Excuse me. Oh, I'm on, burping. I do apologise. So professional, right? Once we've covered the Masons, we might look a wee bit at NASA. Good old NASA. The weather agency. Yeah, them guys. Yeah, they get all the data. They collect all the data. The climate data. All hail NASA. The climate data experts. Where would we be without them? Looking after us, watching over the earth, saying, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. We need to now geoengineer the climate. Yeah. Of course, it's going to happen. In my view, I shouldn't laugh, but it is going to happen because, let's face it, it's already happening. So, cue the cover for the crime and, I guess, next level chemtrail sulfur injection like you have never, ever even imagined. And when they talk about when they do start SAI, sulfur aerosol injection or stratospheric aerosol injection, they cannot stop it. They must continue because if they do stop, look out. Yeah. And they've already said, excuse me, or pointed to the possibility of a geoengineering program, SAI program in particular, being stopped due to either war, pandemic, and I think it might have been extreme weather, but a war and a pandemic. So if they do go ahead, and like I said, in my own view, they will. I could be wrong, right? I'll be the first to hold my hands up if I am. But if they do go ahead with it, there is a very, 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 very high likelihood, in my view, that it will have to be stopped. And it will either be one because of the war in Ukraine, or two, because of another rollout of a pandemic right across the board in lockstep. Whoopsh. Then they'll have to stop it. And then Look out. Termination shock. That's what they're talking about then. A jolt of extreme weather. I really do hope that never comes and we never get to that point. But I do sort of, I have a kind of growing concern about what exactly their plans are with the climate that we need to live in. And if people can't fucking see what's going on by now, oh my days. Oh my days. These people are not just asleep, they're hypnotized to the beat, if you like. The beat of the hidden hand. There's a song there, right? There's a song for Sensum to write. There you go. Is there any singers in the hood? Is there any songwriters in the hood? Attacks on breathing. Hey, I would not rule that out either. As crazy and as funny as it may sound to some people, of course. People like me who have a strange sense of humor might find that funny, but I mean, I can't rule that out. Not the way it's going. No way. I would not rule that out. Only for some, probably, the unjuiced. Here, wear this. It'll tell you when you can breathe or not. Yeah. I don't think they seem to be pushing the juice as much at the moment, but I've not really been seeing much in the media. It's more climate focused. And there's talk of a new variant and stuff like that. A lot of stuff coming out about the effects of the wonder juice. The wonderful, wonderful juice. Yay! How we celebrated. Yay, the mRNA juice is here. Hooray! Remember, we all partied in the streets. Remember that? And celebrated. I'm sure there was a headline in the UK when the juice got made and it said it was a gift from God. Yeah. Who's God though? Who's bloody God? I mean, the damage that it's doing is absolutely staggering. Honest to God. It's eye-watering. It really is. And it's all coming out slowly but surely. People are now getting to see it. And again, if they haven't seen it by now, I don't know what to say to these people anymore. Honest to God. They need to get with it, if you like. And remember, first and foremost, rule 1. Do not trust the British political establishment. Rule 1. No way. Rule 2. Do not trust Big Pharma. Or do so at your peril. It's like Russian roulette, right? I guess life's like that as well. Every day. Ah, man. Every day. Russian roulette. So let's yeah, I wouldn't rule that out, guys, to be honest. Yeah, they might do that as well. You don't want to give them any ideas, honestly. You don't want to be doing that. It's never a good idea. So let me jump now. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Where did it go? Yeah, it's tough, right? It's tough because you want to kind of tell everyone. But I think I'm the same where I'm only sort of telling and advising people that I really care about. Anyone else, all I can say is look, do your own research, look into it, do a bit of digging, take a bit of time to look into it, not just a 5-minute look on Google. Oh yeah, it's been tested. Oh, it says here Pfizer tested it. Oh yeah. Oh, it's yeah, it had different trials and it's going to be safe. Oh, it says there in the BBC, safe and effective. I'm sure it'll be fine, right? That would be a 5-minute research look up. Try one that would maybe be 3 hours. Then you're going to see a wee bit more. Especially, I mean, if anybody was considering these or any inoculation, the very first thing, in my view, you've got to look at is what the risks, at least the known risks, are. Because if you don't see or know that, you're walking into it completely blind, which is what a lot of people do. And even with the Wonder Juice, even that has now got a list that would make you shudder. But people are still doing it. They're still going along, rolling up their sleeve and, yeah, taking it on the chin, if you like. And it is, in my own view, again, it is completely insane. You've got the one for the Convid. How many have they got for that? About 10 now, probably. But you've got one for the flu as well. That's another wonder juice that they've boiled up in the laboratory. But now you've also got, and I put a video on it the other day. Now you've also got, and it's also very fitting indeed, right? Because the cardiac arrests, I mean, where do you even start with that? It is staggering, absolutely staggering. Through the roof, that does not even cut it. But fear not, do not worry, because if we give you this juice and you have a bit of a dodgy ticker, let's say, we can now give you this juice that can help you and your poor wee heart. There you go. And guess where they put it? Right in the heart. Yep, right into your heart. Not in your arm, not in your leg, nowhere else. Straight into the heart muscle. Are we going to call it a muscle? Organ muscle? Is it an organ muscle? We'll go with an organ muscle. What's the proper name for the heart? Does anyone know? I should know, right? But I don't. But even the thought, I mean, it gives me the shivers even thinking about getting inoculated straight into my heart. I mean, holy bleep. What is this world came to now? And of course, it's mRNA. What does that spell? You're fucked. I shouldn't laugh, but I mean, it is. What's next, right? So you've got the one for the COVID, the one for the flu, the one for the heart attacks, one for shingles. They was on that straight away. And I think, again, mRNA. So what is it going to, is this just simply not going to end now? Are they just going to keep bringing out these wonder juices and selling them as God's gift when clearly it's the opposite of that? Clearly. And you don't have to look at the media or the internet to see that. Go outside, go into your community, do a bit of digging, like people do. Forget the data, forget the internet and the news. Look in the community, feel it for yourself, see it with your own eyes. The excess deaths are insane. Talk of overpopulation, 8 billion, 8 billion, hunt him down, he was the 8th billionth born. I'm not so sure they're going to have to worry about that anymore. And what did wee Billy Rockefeller say? Oh, if we do a good job on the vaccinations, right? Yeah. What, you can bring the population down? Phew, incoming strike. Incoming strike. But I think that's what he said. I'm pretty sure I could be paraphrasing. I'm sure that's what wee Billy Rockefeller said. But there you go, right? So let's jump for a second over to screen share. But before we do that, I've actually kind of over-yapped a wee bit. Typical that, right? But I like to engage and try and read comments when I can. China disappeared. Wow. Yeah. I wouldn't rule that out either, to be honest. If that's coming out of the Chinese government, it's probably double that, to be honest. You wouldn't trust the data from them. You couldn't trust any of the government datas. No way. Completely fabricated. But it is so vast now, it can't be hidden. Like I said, all you have to do is go out there and see it for yourself. I think sometimes people can forget that there is a real world out there as well. Well, there was anyway. There used to be. How would you describe the world today? I'm unsure. A lost cause might be a way to describe it. But hey, I would never give up hope. No way. No matter how far it goes, no matter how beat up I am, I'll still get up. I'm still going to stand up. I'm still going to keep going. Simple. No matter what they throw. Because there will be more to come. And it's anybody's guess with what it may be. Let me know what you think we're in for this year. And what I'm going to do now is, it's knocking fats. Yeah, I'd agree with that, Katie. Could not put it any better myself. What I'll do is I'll take a tune because I'm going to grab a drink, right? We went about an hour, I think. Potentially another hour. Not this guy. Yeah, me for another hour. So what I'll do is we'll take a tune and then when we get back, I've got an article to show you and a few other bits as well, right? So there's more to get into. So what I will do, the brainwashing box, yeah. Yep. The Black Mirror, right? The TV. For how long now have they had a television in practically every house in the world? If not a television, a radio. Of course, it all started with radio. Then it moved on and on and on. And look at where we are today. Where even are we now? We don't even know anymore. We're completely lost in the matrix, scratching our heads, wondering what's going on. Man, that's what it can feel like, right? Yeah, I think they said 2025, possibly. We might discuss that as well. So I'll see if I can quickly get a tune on, and then we'll have a look at the article. Quite an interesting one, a bit strange as well. Honestly, it's like, oh man, oh you'll see. I won't give it away, but yeah, a bit strange. I'm unsure what's happened, but it is Freemason related. I guess what's not. So I'll chuck on a quick tune, and then we'll be back again.
Your blood like ice, one murder.
And we are hopefully back again. There you go. Didn't take too long, right? But out of breath. So, man, getting old, right? What do you do when you're getting old? I'm unsure. Get old, I suppose. Take it on the chin, right? Man, I'm unfit, basically. I guess just unfit and maybe not old. But anytime I ask my kids if they if they think I'm old, yep, I'm definitely old. So there you go. What can I say? But we are back again, hopefully. Uh, we are all systems go. Yeah, we seem to be good to go. Hopefully, a dog named Boo in the hood as well. Good to see you back again. A pleasure to have you tonight. We could go about another hour potentially, right? Bernice as well in the hood. Great stuff. Good to see you. And did I miss anyone else? Philippic in the hood. Good to see you, brother. Back again. Wendy B. Yep, in the hood. Did I miss anyone else? No, probably. But RMF in the hood. There you go. Good to see you back again. A pleasure to have you tonight. Did I miss anybody else? Shell Killer. There you go. In the hood. Good to see you back again. Yeah, I think we're all right. I think I got everyone. Right. So, good evening. We are back after a short interval, if you like. Coffee is now topped up. So, yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go. It is currently 10 past 10. So, 22:10 in the UK. And hopefully, everyone's having a good evening or morning, afternoon, whatever it may be. Robert as well. Good to see Rob in the hood. A pleasure. Back again. Good man. A wee bit late. So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on Robert. We might have to issue some press ups. There you go. We don't like people being late, right? We're British, seemingly. Man. But when it comes to being late, I can't say anything, to be honest. But there you go. So, good evening to Robert and everyone else tonight. Thank you as well for joining. Much appreciated. Thank you to everyone who takes part. Oh, he's doing his press ups right now. So, good stuff. You can get them done. Oh, yeah, we love Rob C. Nesbitt, even though it's kind of just taking the mick out of Scotland. And that's what Scottish people do, let's face it. We're quite good at that. Hey, if you can't laugh at yourself, then who can you laugh at, right? Yeah, Rob C, quite good. There's one that's called, an episode called The City of Culture, seemingly. Man. Seemingly Glasgow in 1990 was the City of Culture. Glasgow. Glasgow. Glasgow in Scotland. The City of Culture. Okay. Okie doke. Yeah, sure. And that episode is an absolute classic, honestly. It is on YouTube, so you can find it. Rob C. Nesbitt, City of Culture. It's quite, honestly, it's funny. You should check it. Oh, Cocktails is a classic as well. Oh man, I forgot about that one. Uh, they get a new bartender, a new barman, but he laces all the drink with drugs, and they get addicted to these drug and drink cocktails that he makes, and it's classic, an absolute classic. That one certainly worth checking out if you if you like comedy, you'll want to check it out. If you've not seen much Scottish comedy, then definitely check it out. It is a good laugh, put it that way. Well, hey, if you don't laugh at it, you'll probably cry, right? It's class. So, jumping back to, let me see if I can work the bloody screen. The screen share situation. You'd think I'd know by now how to bloody work it. We might need audio, so let's go with that. Why is that come up, but not? Ah, there we go. We cracked it. We're in. So, yeah, I think I managed it. So we'll go now to this article here. As soon as I seen this, I thought, oh no. What have we got here? What is this dude been up to, right? And the headline is Masonic Lodge fire investigation takes step forward as suspect is arrested. Dun, dun, dun. So seemingly this guy is what's the word? Fire raiser, pretty much. At least going by what he said. Quite a funny story. Let me see if I can make it bigger. But when I read this, I found there was a wee bit more to it on top of this story. So that's why I wanted to share it. But the story itself is also quite strange. What's got? Oh, there we go. Is that? Yeah. Now, because I've got poor eyesight, we'll go with that. I need to try and make it bigger, right? We should be all right with that. So, police say De Grandes was responsible for a fire at Ellington CT Masonic Lodge on Saturday, January the 7th, 2023. According to CT Post, the blaze was set at the Fayette. Are we going to go with that? At the Fayette Lodge number 69. Yeah, all the legs. Or is that 11? What is the bingo call for 69? In fact, let's not even go there. Lodge number 69 at 141 Orchard Street, early Saturday the 7th. Fire crews were able to successfully battle the blaze and no one was injured. No one was injured in the accident, according to multiple reports. Authorities quickly determined the fire was set intentionally. How could someone have it in for these charitable gentlemen of the world who are here to help people? Why would someone do that? And I mean, even just at that, it's a wee bit strange. It's like, right. So this guy seemingly intentionally has set fire to a lodge. There we go. Make it bigger, she said. There we go, we're sorted. Authorities released surveillance images to the public seeking their help in identifying the man they say, was responsible for the inferno. Cops say they were able to determine De Grandes was the man in question, and he was arrested on Friday, the 13th of the 1st, 2023. State police worked with the Vernon Police Department and tracked De Grandes down at his home on Prospect Street. De Grandes was arrested and taken into custody Friday. His bond was set at $100,000 after being charged with arson and criminal mischief. De Grandes. Is that how you pronounce it? Probably not. So they tracked him down to his house, his home on Prospect Street. Interesting name, right? Prospect Street. There you go. So they tracked him down, arrested him, and set his bail at $100,000. And to continue with it, because it doesn't end there, the arrest affidavit is fascinating to say the least. The document details the actions caught on surveillance camera and a whole lot more. The affidavit says that De Grandes himself called 911 at 8:27 a.m. the day after the fire was set. The report says De Grandes asked that an officer be dispatched to 36 Hale Street extension in the town of Vernon because, quote, he was a Freemason and his mother wouldn't talk to him, close quote. Ah, man. I mean, where do you even start with this one, right? Right, so the guy sets fire to the lodge. Then the next day, he phones the fire department. No, sorry, he phones the police department or 911 in the morning and tells them that, what? He was a Freemason and that they needed a fire engine on 36 Hale Street. I mean, doesn't sound right, does it? How does that make sense? When the dispatched officer arrived, he says De Grandes was standing in front of the address wearing the exact same clothing as the suspect in the fire surveillance footage from the day before. Ah, man. Right, okay. So he phoned the police himself, this guy, De Grandes. So the article and the reporter writing it, we'll get his name in a bit, continues on and says, so you allegedly light the local Freemason lodge ablaze, you go home and you don't change your clothes for 24 hours. I'm no crime expert, but I'd like to believe I'd change my clothes before I talk to the police about the 3 tenets of Freemasonry. Huh. And that's what made me think, wait a minute. Who's actually writing this article? Does anyone here know what the 3 tenets of Freemasonry are? I'd imagine some people might have a rough idea. It's not Tennant's Lager. Maybe it is. But it was even just that phrase, I thought, that's a bit strange. Either the guy's a Freemason or knows a wee bit more about the Masonic occult, if you like. You might hear my dog, who is snoring away in the background. My dog Beans. He's fast asleep, right? It would be great to be a dog, would it? Honestly, it would be. At least if you get looked after, it would be. Maybe not if you're not looked after. Let's face it. But yeah, my dog certainly. It would be good to be him. He is spoilt rotten. Put it that way. Everyone wants to be his friend. Man, he's a big clumsy bugger. That's the only way I can describe my chocolate Labrador. Is a big clumsy horse. Actually. That's a better way to describe him. He is gigantic now. I'll have to get a video to show you. Because I don't think I think some of you have seen him before, but it would have been quite a while ago. So you'll see what I mean by he's a horse now. He's not a dog anymore. He's a horse. You know how a caterpillar changes into a butterfly? Well, my dog, it changed into a horse. There you go. So it continues. In all seriousness, I hope this young fella gets help if he needs it. I mean, yeah, going by what has been said, if it is true, if the guy has done this and then reported it himself the very next day, he's got to be, unfortunately, I would say he would be mentally unstable. I mean, even I'm not the smartest or the sharpest knife in the drawer or tool in the box, if you like. But I mean, come on. Honestly, the guy's got to have issues, right? Psychiatric issues, surely. But this is one they would likely point the blame at people like us. They done it! Talking nonsense about conspiracies. Look at what you've done. I should probably not say. What I think about what this guy's done. Man. But I think a lot of people would not put him in prison, but rather give him some kind of award, possibly. No, maybe just me, but there you go. So in all seriousness, I hope this young fella gets help if he needs it. And I think he might. Yeah, is that Castaway? Wilson! That's another classic film as well, right? Castaway. I'm not even a big fan of I've forgotten his name now. Fuck. What's his name? Ah, God. What is his bloody name again? He's in Forrest Gump as well, isn't he? Tom Hanks, that's his name. Tom Hanks, yeah. Remember there was the situation with the typewriter during the whole pandemic? Was that not Tom Hanks as well? What was the name of the typewriter again? The company? That was a weird one, that, right? Oh, I see Sensum. Our English brother is in the hood. Good to see Sensum back again. Sensum is the cornerstone of YouTube. He's there holding it up with both hands. He's everywhere. It's good to see our English brother. Yeah, quite a good film, Castaway. I'm not going to play that clip because I'll probably get a copyright strike. So the guy goes on to tell us basically about a tour that he somehow got in a Masonic lodge, right? Anyone had a tour? Anyone here had a tour of their local lodge? Come in and meet the Masons. Hooray! Don't ask any questions though. And no, you can't go through that electronic door. I couldn't think there. No one goes through there. It's a secret. I thought you weren't a secret. Yeah, but we're not a secret society, but we still have secrets, right? Remember, we're a society, of course. Not only that, an occult society, hidden. Anthony's higher than Bob Marley at this very moment. Lucky Anthony, right? How's the weather up there, Anthony? How high are you? Yep, he's up there. He's up there. It's good to see Anthony. Of course, everyone. I wouldn't knock anyone for what they do. You've got to do what you've got to do. Whatever it may be that gets you by, you've got to do, right? So this guy's basically had a tour, a guided tour from a wizard mason, like Harry Potter, pretty much. So John, man, what are we going to go with here? Arizzi. Man. We're just going to call him John, I think, right? John, of course, John Smith. We'll go with John. So, John Arizzi is the sitting worshipful master of Danbury's Union Lodge number 40 of the ancient, free, and accepted Masons. What? Yeah, keep it short, right? The worshipful master. Man. All hail the worshipful master. I can't even say it. I'd be thrown out straight away. He can't even say worshipful. Get him out, condemn him. Oh, man. The worshipful master of Danbury's Union. Yeah. Yeah, Kane. They do love their titles. I always think the longer their title, the shorter something else. Man. Does anyone else think that? Just me. You know how, like, they say the bigger the car, the smaller the feet, I think. We'll go with that, right? So, the worshipful master of Danbury's Union is giving this guy a guided tour of Lodge 40. The ancient, free, and accepted Masons. Yeah. So John described his role to me in layman's terms, saying that in any other organization, he would be the president. That's what that is. Right. So why not just say that? But there you go. Of course, it'll have meaning to it, without a doubt. This position is voted on every year by the group, and John has held the position multiple times. Yeah, I bet he has. John was my tour guide into a world many people never see, the inner sanctum of Danbury's Freemasons. Yeah. So how did he manage to get a sneak preview? In fact, we don't want to know. We do not want to know. What can you genuinely believe, right? I don't think I've ever heard of tours of Masonic lodges, but that would be here in Scotland. America, a completely different story. I know in the UK, the Freemasons are not a registered charity, but in America, again, I think that's different. I think over there anything goes pretty much. So yeah, charity, of course they are. I think here in the UK, just on that, the charity situation, I think that will change. And I think they will get registered as a charity. And that will be another sad day. I can assure you of that. Not only that, it then opens the door for these Masons, or these lodges, if you like, and the entities that run them, to sponge money, more money, from either the government, which would probably be money laundering, but also the people who pay to different charities. I mean, when it comes to UK charities, I wouldn't trust any of them. No way. No chance. There's one called the Rotary Club, and they're basically an extension of the Freemasons. No two ways about it. So sticking with the Danbury Lodge, the Danbury Freemasons meet in a building at 337 Main Street. The building was originally the Meeker Mansion. The Meekers were the prominent Danbury family. Yeah, of course, sure. Who ran Meeker's Hardware. It's worth noting that a separate Masonic lodge is headquartered in the same building. Lodge number 39 is originally from Georgetown, but when their member numbers dwindled, they sold their building and moved to Danbury. Any Danburyettes in the hood? Danburyites, would it be? Or just Danburys? Anyone close to Danbury? Maybe not, right? So there you had two in the same building. Interesting that. They would claim not to be linked, but they would have been. Of course they would have been. Brothers in arms, right? There's an image there of the... what have I done? Outside the building. Yeah. What is that? A pillar? A chimney? A tower, possibly. We're going to go with a tower, maybe. Masonic Temple. Satanic Temple would be probably more fitting, right? So, to continue with it, there's a wee bit more. Danbury Freemason worshipful master John told me the union was chartered by the Connecticut Grand Lodge in 1780. 1780. But they were originally chartered under the Grand Lodge of Massachusetts. The Grand Master at that time was the man who gave the order for Paul Revere's Ride, General and Dr. Joseph Warren. Anyone know what Paul Revere's Ride is? It's not her. Does anyone know? We'll see if anyone knows, right? Of course, we all know who this guy is. Is that the guy Washington? This is seemingly the guy who helped lay the cornerstone. The elusive cornerstone that's what? Can't be found? Who's got it? Is the cornerstone a bit like the holy grail of the New World Order? When you look at a coloured image of this guy, he's clearly wearing makeup and he's got lipstick on. Honestly, it's clear as day. I wonder if they done it as a joke. Here, put this on. In the future, men will be wearing it as well. Will they? Yeah, honestly. Here, we'll take the photo, put it on. But either when he got the painting, I think it's a painting, the coloured one, either the artist went over the top with his red lips or the guy was wearing makeup and lipstick. What does that say? What does that tell you? Yeah. Strange picture, that one. We might come back to that. Right, so sticking with it, another Revolutionary War hero from Danbury has ties to the Danbury Masons. That's a surprise, that, right? I almost fell off my chair. Connected to them? A war hero? Huh. Danbury's General David Wooster. Are we going to go with Wooster? With Wooster, yeah, we'll go with that. Was a Mason, but not a member of the Danbury Lodge. Right. However, he did attend meetings at the lodge in Danbury. So, again, kind of clear evidence that no matter what lodge, if you're in the Brotherhood, you will be welcome in any lodge. You'll basically have the key, if you like, the skeleton key to the lodges, any lodge in probably the world, because they are everywhere. Oh, they're not in, yeah, they're in Russia. Oh, they're not, no, they are in China. Oh, they're not in, yeah, they are in South America. Where are they not? I'm unsure. Put it that way. So, he did attend meetings at the lodge in Danbury, and there is proof of those visits in the lodge's minutes. The most well-known Mason is our first president, George Washington. Hooray! There seem to be pictures of him on each wall in the building. So Danbury was the lodge that George Washington attended, going by that. Let me see this. Yeah. How interesting would it be to get your hands on some of these encyclopedias of Freemasonry? I mean, these ones look ancient, right? At the bottom. I doubt very much you can get these on Amazon. Maybe. What does that say there? That looks like it says Murray, Moray. Or is it Morals and Dogma? Actually, that's what it is. The red one here. Can you see the... Oh, you can see the arrow. Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike. That's what that red one is. Or are we going to say burgundy? Maroon? Maybe? Let's not split hairs, right? But I have heard of Encyclopedia of Freemasonry. But by the looks of it, there is a lot. You can see their revised edition, a new edition. Which would make the old one pretty much useless. And that's what I mean by information will change, possibly. The meanings of certain things, they could adapt, adjust, change. Then again, we're left wondering, what does it mean? And we go by the information that's already out, when really it's probably something else. That's why it can be tough to kind of nail down the exact meaning of a lot of the symbology that's used. Why is it not playing ball? The Danbury Masons keep extensive and detailed records, as do all Masons. There is a room filled with historic treasures that I was able to see. Some of the books and photos I was allowed to look at, others were off limits. Nope, you can't see that. Of course, right? They can show you so much, but then that is it. They cannot show you any more. Otherwise, they'll be breaking the code. And depending on how the Brotherhood's seen it, from what I can gather, if you're in the movement, the Brotherhood, and you break any of the codes, man, you're pretty much done for. And that has happened in the past. Probably more than I know. So they keep all the records and it's hidden away. Of course it is, right? It's a pity that, to be honest, I would never be able to read that anyway. You can see there, I can read that, surprisingly enough. Most worshipful Grand Master is there, but it looks like it's been added to it, which is a wee bit weird. It looks like because it's almost printed on top, which is a bit weird. I don't know if you're going to see what I mean. Yeah. But there you go. That's what do they call it again? Charter. That's their the lodge's charter, right? The Masons have a recreational space. Yeah, for recreational stuff in the basement. What? Yeah, in the basement. Don't go down there. You might not come back out. So they have a recreational space in the basement, but the significant rooms are upstairs. Yeah. The grand meeting hall and the records room are protected by doors and locked electronically. Like, it's like something from Men in Black or I don't know, James Bond, Hollywood, I guess. John used a keypad to gain entry. I did not look to see what the code was, but I did find this level of security interesting. Yeah, why so secure? What secrets are they withholding? The document above is the group's charter. Look at this one here. This is the Masonic Hall. You can see the altar in the middle, smack bang in the middle of the room with the circle around it. It's probably got a star as well. I'm trying to see if I can see it. I can't see it. But this is most definitely an altar. And it's interesting as well. It's in the middle of the room, in my view. You'll have the big wigs all sit up there at the back. The head honchos. The reservoir dogs, if you like. That must be the worshipful master's seat in the middle. And then you'll have the riff-raff members at the side. This will be where people get initiated and go up a level, promoted, maybe. All these Masonic lodges are pretty much the same. You've got the pillars all around. You'll always get the 4 pillars as well. Usually here where the seats are. You can see 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But pillars around the building and the hall, from what I can see pretty much all of the time, is shaped in this way. It has this curved sort of dome at the top. And it's always got the symbology. Here you've got the heart. Not the heart! They're not allowed that one. Man, we have to take that one back. So, what's my dog doing now? There's a wee bit more yet. The 3 tenets. I wanted to know the philosophies behind this group. Not sure you want to go digging around in that patch, right? Not a place that you want to go too far. Put it that way. What's my dog doing now? Wait a sec. Right, there we go. We're back again. I couldn't unmute there for some reason, but we managed it. Where did I get to? Somewhere. So yeah, he wanted to know the philosophies and he wanted to know the philosophies behind this group. What is it that draws them together? What do they do? John told me that Freemasonry focuses on 3 principal tenets: brotherly love, relief, and truth. Truth. The brass neck of a secret society to speak about truth. Yeah. Of course, knowledge to them is property. To us, to anyone who I feel is got a good heart would always be willing to share as much information as they could, especially to help people, rather than hide or store information away for your own gain. That is not a good person, in my view, at least. So with that in mind, it shows you as well what sort of people these societies will attract. Not good people, I can assure you. Not good people. That's not to say that every Mason is a bad person. From what I can see at least, the way they work, you can carry out good work for the Brotherhood, helping a charity, helping at a soup kitchen, whatever it may be. But of course, all that is their front. You're promoting them as a good entity. But if you also want to do a bit of nasty work, they've got that as well. For the people who want to do a wee bit more than charity work. So there will be good people who do get involved with these societies, who don't look any farther than these 4 pillars at the lodge. But if they did, they'd probably leave. There's another image of the lodge in question. So that's the chair. What have we got here? Is that a bell, maybe? Ah, man. I hate to even imagine what they've done with whatever that is there on the table. I'm unsure. Oh man, I really dread to think. What is that? I've not seen one of them before. I've seen a staff or a mast sort of stick. It's a bit longer than that, but I don't think I've seen that before. Has anyone seen it? Anthony. How do you know that, Anthony? In fact, Anthony, don't tell us. Don't tell us, Anthony. We don't want to know. Anthony thinks it could be a vibrator. There you go, Anthony. We'll take your word for it, right? You clearly know your stuff. I can't resist. So, yeah, brotherly love, how fitting. Relief and truth. Yeah. Truth. John said, quote, brotherly love is the social component of the fraternity where we have a mutual respect for one another. Yeah. We meet on the level we say. We look out for one another and we share in the brotherhood. Relief is the charitable component, the good side of it, right? We do a lot of work in the community. Yeah. Soup kitchen and stuff like that, right? Food banks is another one in the UK. We do a lot of work through our Masonic Charity Foundation at the state level. And of course, that'll be in the US because they're not a charity in the UK. They should never be a charity. And at the moment they're not, but I reckon that will change. They're going to work their way somehow, one way or another. I was surprised that it even got knocked back because we know they pretty much run the court system. But it got knocked back somehow, which is interesting. But it's not going to stop there. They're going to go away and rethink, then take it back to the court and say, look, we're even more of a charity now. Please give us money. look out for it. As if they never had enough, right? So state level, yeah. Charitable efforts, yeah, they, of course, similar to the UK, they have a sort of branch of good people who, of course, giving money to local charities is a good thing. Let's not get that wrong. I mean, we shouldn't be in that situation anyway, but to help someone out is a good thing. But when it's coming from these entities, personally, I would not take it. Honestly, I would not take it. And of course, they'll be giving money to schools and universities and all these different things, acting like the good guy, when clearly they're not. Morals and dogma. Have a look at that. Then tell me that Freemasons are good. I mean, the guy Pike, a satanic monster, a paedophile. This is the kind of entities that get to the top of the brotherhood. And it is all there in black and white. Fitting, right? All very fitting. So, where did I get to there? Yeah, he provided an example of community work where they raised 2,000 for a food pantry. So, community work, right? The truth part is what we call seeking Masonic light. That's really just taking the basic principles of life and the teachings of life and looking to make good men better men. Yeah. Seeking Masonic light. The teachings of life. Making good men better men. What is the old saying? You don't fix what's not broken. So why would you try and make a good man a better man? Surely you'd let him be the good man that he is. Not in the brotherhood, of course. Here we've got the Masonic compass, if you like. Meet upon the level, part upon the square. Anyone heard that before? Oh, what have I done? So, to continue with it, because there is a wee bit more. Where did we get to? Yeah. Later, John drew my attention to this wall hanging with a Masonic saying that read, quote, "We meet upon the level, we part upon the square." Huh? He called it, quote, "the most important thing in this building," close quote. Huh. Funny that, because it wouldn't appear to be, would it? To the untrained eye, it would be just another poster on a wall, if you like. But to them, it's the most important thing in the building. So why would that be? I'd seen the symbol before. It's on our currency. and important buildings across the country. He explained the significance, putting it in simple terms for me. He said, quote, "We meet upon the level means, regardless of our social standing or power base in regular life. We are all the same as Masons. We are on even footing." Close quote. Right, so why the chairs for some and the big chairs for others? Same level? I'm not so sure about that. Next, he used the tool itself to make a point about life. John said, quote, "We may part, I go one direction on the square, and you go another. We can both find ourselves back at the centre." Back to where they started. Why the secrets? Good question, right? Good question. You better watch now. He's asking too much. After he gave me an inductionary education, I asked John, why the secrets? Why do Masons keep many of their traditions under lock and key? He disagreed with the idea that Freemasons are secretive. What? Ah, man. That would have been funny, that, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, you disagree, do you? That's interesting. So he disagreed and added, quote, "I think that is a great misconception." Like a Mandela effect. Here was me thinking it was a secret society. All along, I was misconceived. Is that even a word? Man, I'm unsure. Of course, yeah. They're not a secret society. Nothing secretive about it whatsoever. Anyone who thinks that it is anti-Semitic, probably. Look out for it. So he disagrees and adds that it's a general misconception. I don't think there is really a secrecy around Freemasons. I mean, did the guy say this with a straight face? Surely not, right? Probably behind a mask. I think one of the core principles being relief. We do charity work for the sake of charity work. We don't do it for recognition. Man. Fucking hell. It's class that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, they don't want recognition. That's the last thing they want. They don't want to be in the papers giving money to charity. No, no, no. They do charity work for the sake of charity. Of course, yeah. How could I be so misconceptive about this? Again, I don't even know if that's a word. It is now. Let's face it. So they don't want any recognition. Sure. I mean, I honestly, everything he said there is a complete lie. A complete and utter lie. Ah, there we go. There's the altar. Look at this weird hole there. Oh no. Oh my god. I'm unsure. You might not be able to see it. What the heck is that? What is that? In fact, no. Let's not even question. That is so weird. There's like a hole here. At a very questionable height. I mean, what the hell? Honest to God. So this is the altar. Actually, is that the altar? There would appear to be two, because that's one, and then there's one in the middle behind it. So there would appear to be two in this lodge, which is interesting, right? I thought there was only one. I might look into that a wee bit more. There's Anthony's special tool. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I dread to even imagine what that gets used for. I don't even want to know. Because it won't be anything good, put it that way. It will not be anything good. Rest assured. Not seeking recognition. Ah, yeah, of course, yeah. We don't want recognition. John continued, quote, "It's not that we're being secretive or operating in the shadows, right? Sure. We just do good work because it's good to do good work." Oh, fucking hell. Oh, man, this is cracking me up, man. Honestly. Yeah, of course. Yeah, because, yeah, we do good work because to do good work. We're not out there. We're not on the radio or in the newspaper, right? All the time. We'll remember that one. We're not advertising, but here we are in a building on Main Street with a sign out the front, like I joked before. Beyond that, we're a fraternity, so any fraternity has certain elements of it that are for members only. So, maybe not an open society after all, but actually a secret society. I mean, how can you come out and say that they're not a secretive society, but there's information you cannot know unless you become a member? I'm sorry, but am I missing something here? In fact, don't answer that one, right? Digging for dirt. This guy's brave now. What time are we on? We've got enough time. We've got plenty of time. Time waits for no man, right? Seemingly. I tried to ask specific questions that I thought he'd shut down or refuse to answer. There were only 2 times that this happened. The first question he balked at was about identifying other members. I posed a scenario where we were at a wedding. Both he and I were being introduced for the first time, and we are both Masons. In that instance, would there be a way for us to identify that we're Masons without anyone else knowing? Question mark. He smiled and said, quote, "Yes." Close quote. I asked if he could tell me how they would do that. He smiled and again, quote, and again said, quote, "That one is a secret." Close quote. Man. He smiled, I bet he did, laughing his head off, right? I mean, the absolute brass neck. Oh, we're not a secret. well, we're not a secretive society. Oh no, that's a misconception. And then boom, oh, that's a secret. All right, yeah, so the misconception's out the window now then, right? I mean, come on. Talk about deception, man. Honest to God. Who are they trying to kid? Smoke and mirrors, you can say that again, Philippic. I would agree with that. So plenty secrets by the looks of it. The Masonic oath. The second time feel I got an incomplete or partial answer. I think the second time I felt I got an incomplete or partial answer was in the meeting hall. I stood in front of the altar, which was pictured above, and asked, "What takes place here?" Good question. This non-secretive society, what happens here at this strange-looking altar, dare I ask? There was a long, awkward pause. And then he offered that newer Masons pledge their oath to the group in front of this altar. I could tell there was a lot more he was leaving out, but I did not want to ask any insulting questions about human sacrifice or dead goats. I need to get to know John better before I do that, and I will. I'm unsure. I'm unsure what to make of this guy, to be honest. Oh, what have I done now? The tour was informative and fun. Right. For me, but it hasn't satisfied all my curiosities. But I don't know if anyone could do that. Yeah, I know that feeling, to be honest. He was attracted to. He could not take his eyes off the symbols on the ceiling. They hypnotized him. These ones. What does it say? They're designed by A. What does it say? A. White. Albert White, maybe. Can't really. Bugger. I can't really make it out. At first, I thought it said designed by Aleister Crowley. Man. Yeah, he got a spell cast on him, I think, on his tour. This kind of reminds me of a kid's toy. Does anyone else kind of get that feeling from it? You know, like a baby's toy, a pram, sorry, a toy they would have in their cot or in their bedroom, their crib. That's all I can think of when I see that. It could be maybe related to being, I don't know, born again or being born into the light. I'm unsure. We might come back to it. What have we got here? An office. What is that there? A sword? Hanging on the back of the wall. It looks like a sword, right? Sure that's some sort of sword. Here. Can you see it? Next to the NASA 1970s phone. Direct link to the lodge on the moon. Man. A direct link, right? No delay, not even any delay whatsoever. Of course, how would there be? It was in New Mexico. The lodge chapter. written on the drawer. This would be an interesting room to get into, right? I bet you. What the hell's that at the bottom of the drawer? Something hanging out. It looks like it looks like it could be some form of underwear hanging out at the bottom of that drawer. It's probably an apron. Masonic apron. Clarted in blood, probably. Not much to give away here, really, is there? Strange sort of cupboard, safe, compartment here. And these, I don't even know what these are. These sort of reels, I guess. Anyone that's got, it would appear to have some form of sash, maybe, ribbon, or robe. Robe ribbons, I'm unsure if it's ties. Strange looking one, that, with the green and what looks like it could be planets on it. Potentially. Yeah, I'm unsure, Frank, what they are. I mean, what do they even look like? Film reels, maybe? Old film reels? Could it be that? Is that what these are? Does it look like a reel? I'm really stumped at what they could be. I honestly have not got a clue. Hoses? I don't think I could rule that out, but I can't see them being hoses. Why would there be 3 hoses together? I know in some buildings, this compartment here, you might get a hose. You might get a fire hose stored away. Or one maybe out. But I don't think you'd get 3 together in the same part of the building. I don't think that would it would make sense, but I could see what you're saying with it being a hose. There appears to be 3 and then 3 and then another 3 of these reels. Could it be slides of some kind for projectors, maybe? I'm unsure. We might have to. We'll put that one on hold for the time being. We might have to come back to it. Shows how much I know, right? Nothing. Of course, I've never claimed to know anything anyway, so there you go. What goes on behind the doors of the Masonic Lodge in Danbury? Question mark. I have no idea, and I'll probably never know. But he does intend to speak to John again. Man, he's brave, right? So seemingly he's going to go back, and I think it goes on to look at this one. Holiness to the Lord. This one's got a kind of almost Egyptian symbol, but I think the circle is actually the serpent eating itself. I think you can just make out that it's got a head or an eye. I'm unsure if you're going to be able to see it. But these are clearly ancient by the looks of it. Very old. And what does it say? It doesn't say anything about that one. But I mean, it's clearly quite old, right? By the looks of it. And these are classic, these. What is this one here in the middle? What do we think that is? Is it stairs? Is it stairs or is it an altar? Is it a scroll of some sort? I can't quite make it out. I mean, you can see that's a key. Triangle, pick, spade. I'm unsure what that other tool is. A book, potentially the Bible. Square. I think it could be some form of scroll, but it kind of looks like stairs as well. Michelle thinks scroll. Robert, scroll. Yeah, I've definitely seen the scroll before. This one, I can't. It's a toss up between steps and a scroll for me. But I'm gonna probably lean towards scroll, right? So I think Michelle, you could be right. Frank, yeah. What they carry the dead on, Wendy. Yeah, it does look a bit like a stretcher as well. That kind of crossed my mind with the sticks coming out at the end. It's a pity it's so faded. It must have been folded up quite a lot. It's sort of faded in the middle. But I'm pretty sure that one is, although it looks Egyptian, but you can see it. I'm pretty sure it's a snake eating itself, serpent, which is called. Bugger. I can't remember. Someone will remember. Someone in the chat. Can I make out that? I can't make out what it says here. I'm unsure if it's someone's name or the name of a lodge. I can't make it out, especially with my bad eyesight. So quite an interesting one, that, right? That article. There is a guy I spoke to before who, from what I could tell, he was willing to discuss the time he spent with the Freemasons. And he was a bit like, well, you probably won't want to speak to me. People will hate you because of it, maybe. But I thought, well, hey, I'm not going to rule anything out. I'm unsure if I can still get in touch with the guy, but if I can, I might spear him again and say, well, yeah, we will take you on. And I think people can maybe put questions to him and we can see what he's got to say. That's if he still agrees to it. I mean, I've not heard from the guy, I think maybe in about 2 years. So if he's still here, I might get in touch with him and see if he wants to come on and give us a taste of what he experienced in the Masonic occult. And then we'll see what we get from it, right? Maybe nothing, but it could be interesting. That's if I can get a hold of the guy again. I might not be able to. So they don't want any recognition. They don't want media attention. They don't want anything like that. No, they do charity work because it's good and they're good people, right? So if you search at the moment in the UK, Freemasons on Satanic Google, you are going to be flooded with stories like this one. Harrogate District Charity set to benefit from a share of the generous Freemasons' money. Hooray! All hail the Freemasons. Where would we be without them? Somerset Freemasons donate to Red Cross to help Ukraine? What? Fucking hell. Man, that is comical, that one. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Are we still doing that, are we? Are we still doing the help Ukraine? Forget about yourself. Give all your money to Ukraine, right? Yeah. Of course. But I would imagine this is the same in America. If you search Freemasons, you're going to find thousands of these stories. But of course, they don't want recognition, right? They only do good things for being good. Yeah, generous Freemasons donate. Yeah. Wilmington? Where the hell's Wilmington? Anybody? It's got to be in America, right? It sounds American, if there is such a thing. How the Freemasons influenced Iran's modern history. What? Surely not, right? But Iran are the bad guys, like the Russians. Give your money to Ukraine. Yeah, sure. That could be an interesting one to get into. Freemasons raise £5,000. Yeah. Good guys. Aberdeen charities get cash boost as Freemasons support city cause. Wow, these guys sound great. Masons make lighthouse donation. Ah, man, of course, yeah. They like a lighthouse as well, do they? I'm pretty sure they do. Honestly, this is endless. It'll go on. There's a story like this every day. Oh, we clicked on that Andrew Tate story by accident. Andrew Tate, member of Freemasons fraternity, influencer's secret hand gesture sparks debate. I mean, come on. Surely no one here is fooled by Tate, the guy Tate. Oh, what have I done now? Cheap flights? Nope, you can forget that. I don't think you can. Hey, people obviously do what they want, but Tate's not a guy that you can have any trust in my opinion. I never had any time for the guy way back. He said one or two things that, yeah, probably true. But I always had this, I don't know, bad feeling or sort of suspicion about him. And I always thought as well he was Pitbull. Ah, man, it shows you how much I know, but I thought, wait a minute, that's the guy that I thought was Pitbull, the the American rapper Pitbull, but it's not. It's this guy Andrew Tate, who probably only got known because he looked a bit like Pitbull. I think there was videos going around that was saying, "Oh, look what Pitbull said." It wasn't Pitbull; it was Andrew bloody Tate. And from what I've been hearing lately, I'm kind of glad that I had a bit of a suspicion surrounding the guy. I mean, come on. Really? That pretty much says it all. This one in particular, diamond, maybe triangle. But here again, I mean, we really have to watch for these entities. Do not trust them. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. We're going to be probably hear more surrounding this guy. We've not touched on it yet. To be honest, I don't feel it deserves much attention. I've got no time for the guy Tate. I didn't have before. Even more so now, to be honest. But we might cover it in the future, depending on what more comes out of it. But I always had this sort of gut feeling that he's not a guy we can trust. No way. So let me know what you think about Andrew Tate. Man. I thought that he was Pitbull, which is quite funny. Did you see the image that I posted on my community tab? It's one of NASA's very first satellites, the radiation budget satellite. This is honest to God, this has got to be one of the funniest ever. I mean, I can't even think what it reminds me of. Something, it's like something from a cartoon, right? Honestly, it's so comical. Here it is here. Oh, what even is that? That's a satellite, right? A satellite. What does it look like? It looks like something from the Jetsons, or I don't even know how to describe it. A sort of mobile home in space. A 70s version of a satellite, I guess. I mean, where do you even start? Honest to God, that is so comical. Man. And seemingly this has been floating around for years. 21 years this guy's been floating around. 21 years, and now it's coming back to Earth. And it did seemingly, it burnt up. It re-entered, aye. We'll go with that. It never landed in Point Nemo, which is a big surprise, because that's where everything usually ends up. Excuse me. And if you don't know what I'm talking about this point here, which is seemingly called Point Nemo. No, you can't go there. No one's allowed to go there. And it is, of course, the graveyard of spacecrafts. Like the SpaceX rockets that go whoosh, all the way up, and then all the way down, whoo, splash. Point Nemo. And of course, no one's allowed to go there. You cannot go there. But it's where all the satellites end up. It's all very fitting indeed. The satellite cemetery. The satellite cemetery. Yeah. We might do a wee bit more on Point Nemo. It's quite a funny one, right? It's quite a funny one, honestly. I think we need to delve into it a wee bit more. The ever trustworthy Google Maps, of course. Can't seem to see any gravestones. This is probably where the space station is going to end up. I wonder if we'll see any of it. Don't hold your breath, right? What's all these lines here? Like train tracks or what have I done? I mean, what can you trust on Google Earth? Honestly, all computer generated. Look at this sort of line of ridges. I find that quite interesting. Down by Australia. Are these islands? Maybe they were at one point. Interesting, right? This is where the wonderful Carmel stays. New Zealand. Don't worry, Carmel. If you're about, we're not going to zoom into your house, right? Give you a wave. Look, I'm waving. But yeah, in New Zealand, away, way, 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 way over there. Far, far away from me. Look at the size of Australia. Huge. Gigantic. I wonder what sort of crimes are going to be committed on the Australian people this year. When I was growing up, I used to think, well, maybe one day I'll go to Australia. I might move there. I can't see that ever happening now. I think people are more likely to come here, although a lot of people are leaving the UK as well. They've had enough. The UK's pretty much sunk now. It's been a sinking ship for a long time, but I think it is officially sunk to the bottom of the sea, all the way in Point Nemo. That's how far gone the UK is now. So yeah, Australia, huge, is it? Some size. I want to take you now quickly before we kind of wrap it up. I want to take you to New Mexico. Da-da! You know, the moon. Ah, man. Of course, the Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico is seemingly going by the work of Bart Sibrel, where they filmed the Apollo 11. Is that the first Apollo? You'd think I would know, right? It's where they filmed the first moon landing. Of course, what can go wrong when you film it? Not very much. You can just edit it out. And do you know this? Watching the Apollo 11 footage back, the very first thing. What's the very first thing that you see in the Apollo 11 video? What's the very first thing that Neil Armstrong does? Anybody? Of course, the very first thing that you see is Armstrong coming down the ladder and giving it one small step, one bloody giant leap, blah, 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 blah. Mankind. But straight away, the very first thing that he done is jump off the ladder from about the third step and fell to the ground like he would on Earth. The very first thing that he done. Now, going by what they tell us, the experts, the scientists, he should not have came off the ladder in the manner that he did. So straight off the bat, it was clear that they were not on the moon. They were on Earth, probably at Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico. Now, even this is Masonic to me, even the layout of it. When I asked Bart Sibrel if he thought it had a Masonic layout, he disagreed. And yeah, I guess I could be clutching a wee bit. Oh, he thinks everything looks like it. But it just says Masonic to me straight away. And it could be a dead giveaway to this actually being the place it did get recorded at. But I wanted to take you, there's a bit that I thought, that looks familiar. I'm probably not going to bloody find it now. Uh, um, where is it? Bugger. Typical, right? When you're looking for something and you cannot find it. Was it down here? I think down here. Now, when I zoomed into this, I thought, oh, thinking back to some of the moon images that we get, it kind of screamed moon, moon sort of landscape to me. I mean, what are these sort of circular parts? Craters? On Earth? In New Mexico? And it just had this I had this kind of eerie feeling that I've actually seen this before somewhere. The eagle has landed in Clovis, New Mexico. And I mean, is it that obvious? Is it really that obvious? I would not rule it out. I mean, where did a lot of the recording probably got done inside, but there must have been somewhere that, although probably not actually, they wouldn't. They could have faked. They could have faked a landscape that extended. Of course, they could fake that. And when you look back at the the buggy, the moon rover, it never goes very far. It's always just a very small area that it drives around. And when you watch it closely, it doesn't even look like it's a person. It's a mannequin that's on it. They certainly do like their mannequins. Let's put it that way. Even today, they're sending mannequins into space, seemingly. Sure. Bloody Point Nemo. More like it. But yeah, I don't know, maybe just me, but looked a bit moony. Yeah, Mars, I could see that as well, to be honest. Yeah. And I mean, I have put out 2 videos of them building a moon simulation on Earth and also a Mars simulation on Earth. But for training, right? For training, of course. Never the real thing, right? Let's go with that. So, how long have we went? Too long. Get off. Get them off. We're going to wrap it up. So fear not. Fear not. Jesus, we've still got quite a few people. Missed lots of comments. So I do apologize. I've been trying to keep a lookout. What I'll do is we will begin to wrap it up and I will jump in the chat and we will say our goodbyes for the time being. So can I work this? There we go. And I can get rid of that and that and that and that and that. And that's that, right? So, a bit of a Freemason orientated stream ending with a bit of comedy on NASA. I mean, hey, you can't look in. Oh, no. Well, fancy meeting you here. Oh my God. Honestly, thank you to everyone for watching tonight and for, yeah, putting up with me, I guess, right? Honestly, I don't know how you do it. What happened there is me being as stupid as I am, never had, well, I had the charger in the laptop, but it wasn't switched on. And then before I knew it, the laptop closed down and that was it. And I thought, typical. Just as I was away to say cheerio, we got cut down. So we came back again for the third time. Ah, man, one of these days we're going to get it right. So what we'll do is we'll say our goodbyes in the chat and then we will play a tune and call it a night, right? Before we get into Thursday. I had to think there. Don't even know what day it is anymore. So, let me see. Rich, uh, Cow Dung, wait, yeah, Cow Dung Road. Did you see that in the video that I done? What one was it? I can't even remember. It was the Mars simulation on Earth at Cow Dung Road. Cow Dung Road. I mean, come on. Man. Cow Dung Road. And it's not even a joke. Classic that. So funny. I knew people would see it and point it out because I made sure it was in the article. There's a video that I done the other night. I actually made a couple of mistakes in it. So I do apologize. It was still watchable. It was in the War Games one. But when I watched it back, I thought, bloody hell, I done something at the end that messed a bit up. So, hey, what can I say? Far from perfect. Far from professional. Far from anything. But at least I'm picking up on mistakes that I've made and hopefully I can improve over time, right? So good to see Rich in the hood. A pleasure. Hopefully Carmel is about somewhere. Wendy B, a pleasure to see you. A joy to have you tonight. Katie Kane as well. A pleasure to see you again. Philippic, great to see you and thank you for all the comments. It's a duck, a pleasure to see you back again. Anybody else? Robert as well. Good to see Rab in the hood. Cheerio, lads and lassies from Rab. Ingram, great to see you. Jim M, good to see Jim back again. A pleasure. Thanks very much, Jim. Michelle, always a pleasure to see the beautiful Michelle. Great stuff. Thank you very much. Anybody else that I missed? Where's Justine? Did she have to go? Frank as well. Thank you very much for the emails and Robert as well. Sorry, Robert. Thank you for the emails that you sent. Michelle as well for the emails and Justine and Bandy Boo, if you're about down under. Thank you very much. My email address, at least one of them, is available on the About tab on the channel, so you can check it out from there. So, thank you very much to everyone. It has been an absolute pleasure. The time just, it flies in. I always enjoy it. And it is an absolute pleasure to see everyone again. I'm very grateful for the time that we spend. I mean, I think back, like I've said before, it's been quite a few years now. We've spent a lot of time together. We've been through a lot. We're still going. We're staying strong. We're walking with our heads held high. We never, ever even entertain living in fear. Not even thinking about it. No way, no matter what. it's going to be we take it on, we face it head on, and we become ever stronger for it. And like I always say, every time, for a long time now, no matter where you are, no matter what you do not comply. And that is about it. Bye-bye.
Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
In the year 2525, if man is still alive, if woman can survive, they may find.
No, they did it.
In the year 3535, ain't gonna need to tell the truth, tell no lies. Everything you think, do or say is in the pill you took today. In the year 4545, ain't gonna need your teeth or your eyes. You won't find a thing to chew, and nobody's gonna look at you. In the year 5555, your arms hanging limp at your side, your legs have got nothing to do, so she's doing that for you. In the year 6565, ain't gonna need no husband, won't need no wife. You pick your son, your daughter too, from the bottom of a long last you. In the year 7510, if God's coming, ought to be here by then. Maybe he'll look around himself and say, I guess it's time for Judgment Day. In the year 8510, God's gonna shake his mighty hand. He'll either say I'm pleased with where man's been, or tear it down and start again. In the year 9595, I'm kinda wondering if man's gonna be alive. He's taking everything this poor earth can give, and he ain't putting back a goddamn thing. Now it's been 10,000 years, and man has cried a billion tears for what he never knew. But now man's reign is through, but through the eternal night, twinkling of starlight, so very far away. Or maybe it's yesterday.